it's Cupcake and I'm coming to you with an update. I'm gonna try and be louder in my videos. My husband commented, I kind of played him a little piece of one of my videos, the one where our cat was being a spaz and was knocking over my tripod. And he just commented that I'm really quiet, and I know other people have made comments that I can be really quiet. I'm not a really loud person per se, and it probably has a lot to do with just lacking self-confidence. I feel like sometimes I have like a quiet confidence, but as far as being boisterous and stuff like that, I mean, I can be in certain situations when I'm feeling really strongly or passionately about something, but most of the time I speak quietly, and I think that it has a lot to do with just worrying too much about what other people are thinking of me, and I shouldn't do that because it inhibits me being myself. So in case you guys haven't gathered this, I am a gigantic fucking dork. And I actually embrace that, and I need to embrace that more about myself, because like when I'm just myself, it feels really good. And that doesn't mean to say that I'm not myself. I censor myself, and you know, I'm just not as comfortable just being me as I should be. And I really want to push myself into an area where I am a lot more comfortable being who I am and not worrying about what other people think, and not worrying about whether I'm going to offend people. So I can't worry about if I'm going to offend you and not talk about certain things because they could be, you know, offensive to some people, no matter what they are. I mean, obviously I've talked about a lot of things. You know, this was mainly a channel to discuss my weight loss surgery journey, but I've talked about a lot of other things on this channel as well, a lot of personal things, you know, OCD, depression, anxiety, my family, counseling, work, all of those things, being polyfidelitous, being bisexual. I've talked about all of these things on my channel because ultimately this is a channel for me to just be who I am, and so I need to be who I am and not worry about things. So I really am going to push myself, and the best advice that my husband gave me was to not talk like I'm talking to people, or not talk like I'm talking to a camera, or not talk like people are watching me. You know, I mean, some people may watch this video, but I just need to talk and just be me. And yeah, so it's something that I need to continue to do, and just say what I feel, and again, not worry about what other people think, because ultimately it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I'm doing these videos for me. It's like a journal, because I don't journal that often, but I do this usually like once or twice a weekend, you know, so yeah. Anyway, that's how I'm starting off this video. Just to let you guys know what's going on with my weight. Well, this week was a really bad week for me. I was on my period. I was fucking irritable as hell. I was so fucking irritable. Luckily it was mostly contained at work. Yeah, I was pretty good about not being irritable with or around my husband, because he definitely didn't need or deserve that. But work was incredibly stressful, and I was going through all my hormonal things. When I'm on my period, I get super anxious and obviously moody and emotional and needy and clingy and irritable and all of these things. So that's what kind of week that I was having, and work was incredibly fucking stressful. I was just feeling really overwhelmed this week, and My weight was up. I ate a lot of shit, you know. I'm not gonna say all of it was bad. It wasn't all bad food. I ate, you know, pretty decently most of the time, but there were definitely times that I was eating, you know, things that are not good for me in excess. Like last weekend I got, you know, a dozen donuts, and I ate, yeah, I got them for my husband and I because I had like a free coupon for a dozen donuts. And I ate a lot of donuts. I'm not really gonna count how many that I ate. I got like half of the dozen for myself, and I ate most of that half dozen. I'm not gonna like sit and think exactly how many donuts I ate. It doesn't matter. I ate a lot of donuts. I usually eat like 2 donuts at a time. I am able to do that. I am, you know, 13 months post-op VSG surgery now. I can eat a decent amount of food. Now, compared to what an everyday person eats or what I used to eat, it's still a small amount, but in comparison to what I ate, you know, for the first 4 to 6 months after surgery, it's a lot more than that. So I guess that's just something to keep in mind. Not everybody is going to end up eating as much as the next person. It just kind of depends on what what you choose to do and what your body is asking for, and all of those things. So anyway, it was a bad week. 2 days ago I was 156. And in case you haven't seen my other videos, like my highest weight was almost 300 pounds. My weight day of surgery was 234. That was after a 3-month supervised diet. That was after some dieting on my own. That was after a 10-day 1,000-calorie diet for surgery. I got down to 234, and from like 260, I think that's where I was in the 260s when I started the weight loss surgery process, and before that I had done some dieting on my own. So 234, the lowest weight I've seen is 152 point something. The weight I maintain at is between 153 and 155 point something generally, but I have been in the last several months anywhere between 152 point something and 156 point something. So I really try not to hit that 157 mark again, but after this weekend and after this week, I was pretty sure that I was going to be 157 this morning when I weighed myself, and I was not. I was surprisingly back down to 153.6. How do I explain that? Just a bunch of fucking water retention and bloat. That's what happens when you're on your period, or at least to me. I didn't expect that to be all of that, like, you know, because last weekend I think it was 154. So I didn't expect to have like that much bloat and water weight, but I must have. So that was a nice surprise to wake up to that, but I was prepared for 157, and you know, I wasn't gonna be happy about it, but I was just gonna deal. You know, it's not the end of the world to be 157 when, you know, for several years of my life I was almost 300 pounds. You know, I'm like just a little bit over half of what I used to be. So I really can't complain. Plus I'm starting to get more of a butt. You know, just I haven't been doing a whole bunch of butt exercises, but I do them, you know, like between 3 and 5 days a week. I do butt exercises and also other exercises as well. You know, my arms and my stomach, and I do some walking when I can. I like to walk outside, and the weather in Utah has been disgusting, so I think I only walked once this week, once or twice, and I think I'm walking like a mile. It's not like a huge deal, but it makes a difference, honestly. And I was thinking about this, and my philosophy on exercise is that you, like, if you can get yourself to do a little bit, then that's better than nothing. And that's definitely some days where I'm just like, fuck, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't want to do this, I'm not in the mood for this, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do the exercises that, like, I enjoy, or let's do a couple of the little exercises, you know. We don't have to do the whole workout routine, because it does make a difference to do something. So when you're feeling discouraged, you don't have energy, you know, like, if you can eke out something, like, go for it. But also, you know, and this is very contradictory to what I just said, if your body needs to rest, just, like, rest. Like, honestly, having a day, you know, where you don't fucking exercise and you don't eat right is really not going to derail you. So if you need a break, take a break. But if you can do something, you know, and I mean, it's just however you feel, okay? That's what I think, and that's how I operate. Is can I get in a couple of exercises today even though I'm not feeling well, or I'm not feeling like working out? Yeah, I could do that. I could do, you know, my 30 squats, which is typically what I do in the mornings. And like I said, I do that like between 3 and 5 times a week with my kettlebell. You know, can I do some arm exercises? Can I do some, I think they're called bridges, when you lay on your back and you just lift your hips up. I do like a set of 30. I just found little exercises on YouTube. Like, I think her name's Tracy Steele. Anyway, I'm trying to build up a butt, and I'm starting to get more of a butt, and I'm feeling good about it. And in my experience, the way that you are going to get a butt is by butt exercises and eating shit like donuts. So, high calorie foods. I know that that's not the only way to do it, but honestly, my best life is one where I exercise some and I eat some fucking donuts. Not every day, but, you know, if I eat donuts like 4 days out of the month, it's not a terrible thing. And your thing may be something other than donuts, but for me, like, donuts, that is like the thing. Because I eat ice cream a lot, but I try to go for low calorie. I don't always go for low calorie, but ice cream is just part of life for me, so I don't consider that the same as a donut. Just for me, you know what I mean? Like, eating Enlightened, I could eat a whole pint of Enlightened ice cream, which I don't generally eat a whole pint. I eat about 3/4 of a pint at a time, sometimes less than that, but anyway, and it's going to be in comparison to 1 donut. So if I'm eating 2 donuts, I'm eating, you know, at least like 700, 800 calories if I'm eating 2 donuts. So that, comparing it to like eating Enlightened, which I don't eat every night, or like the peanut butter cups that I do eat very often. The Justin's peanut butter cups are my favorite. I just like the taste better, but those are 220 calories a package. It's really not the end of the world. That compared to 800 calories in donuts, and usually I'm not just eating 2 donuts. I'll eat 2 donuts at a time, and then I'll eat 2 more donuts the next day or whatever. It just depends, but normally I buy at least I normally buy half a dozen donuts for my husband and I, and I'm gonna eat 3 or 4 of those most of the time. So anyway, yeah, so donuts is like it's an occasional thing, because yes, they have a lot of calories and they have a lot of carbs. So no, I don't put those in the same playing field as I do like low calorie ice cream or peanut butter cups, which, like I said, it's just part of my life, and it doesn't really matter if you agree or disagree with that, because it's my life and my body, and I'm gonna do what makes me happy. And like I said, my best life is one that involves exercise and being active, but also involves eating the shit that I want to eat, you know, like fucking I eat a lot of bacon cheeseburgers. They're like my favorite food. It used to be fried bean burritos. Those were my favorite. And now I fucking love bacon cheeseburgers. Favorite food. And I'm gonna eat them. And I'm not gonna worry about it. And I'm even gonna eat a few fries, you know, usually with my cheeseburger. But again, like, that's just the kind of life that I want to live, and I think that you should definitely eat in a way that you want to eat, because we just get this one life as far as we know, right? And I think that you should enjoy it. But I also think that enjoying your life also has to do with, like, also should involve being active in a way that makes you feel good, because we all know that we feel better when we exercise. So yeah, not to say that I exercise all the time. You guys know that I don't. Like, I mean, it's not a whole lot of exercise. I'm not going and spending hours at the gym. That's not me. And I don't think that, like, if you feel like you need to buy a gym membership to get active, but the gym isn't really your thing, then you're just wasting your money and your time. And I'm not saying that, like, to be derogative towards anybody that, like, has a gym membership and isn't using it. I have been there before. I've just learned about myself that I don't like going to the gym. It doesn't mean that I won't at some point do that, but I prefer exercising outside to the gym any day. I prefer doing my little workout at home to the gym any day. So walking and listening to music, it's like not only good for me physically, it's really good for me mentally. Like, it just I'm in a different, like, it just, I don't know, it relaxes me, and I just get into a different mindset than if anyway, I think you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm you know what, I was thinking about just stopping the video and starting over, because I wasn't like 100% pleased with this video, but it just reminds me of something else. Like, we watch a lot of Twitch, my husband and I, which is people playing video games, but there's also artists on there, and they have, like, in real life where people are just basically live blogging their lives. And a lot of people don't watch their videos. And I think that, you know, I mean, some people say that, like, watching your videos helps. I always watch my videos, but maybe I should just stop watching my videos and just post them, because I feel like you're probably going to get the most genuine me than if I'm like, oh, I don't really like how I sounded in this video, so I'm going to re-record it. So we're just going to go with this. Anyway, so yeah, that's, in a nutshell, that's where I've been this week. That's what's going on with my weight. Again, in case you haven't watched my other videos, and, you know, if this happens to be your first video watching, I am 32 years old. I will be 33 in June, which is crazy to me. And I am 5'4.5". So, and today I'm 153.6, although this morning I did have a Zone Perfect bar, because, like, there was a coupon on, like, the Smith's app, which is Kroger, for, like, buy one get one free, and they were, like, on sale for $1, so I got 2 for $1. So I just bought them. These Zone Perfect bars, they're actually pretty tasty. I got a cinnamon roll cookie dough and a cookies and cream cookie dough, I believe, bars. They're tasty. They're small. They're not super filling, but I don't really like the stats on them, so I probably won't buy them again. They weren't that amazing in my opinion. What I've really been into this week, and I plan to go buy more at Walmart, because Walmart is the cheapest place that I have found these bars, but Power Crunch bars in French vanilla, and then I really like the mixed berry too. And I bought boxes of them at Walmart, and I just love them. I used to not really buy them because I felt like they were more like a treat, and I thought, oh, you know, 200 calories is a lot. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel like 200 calories is a lot. And I really enjoy the Power Crunch bars, and they have like 13 or 14 grams of protein in them, and 200 calories. So I've been eating them as either a snack or as part of my breakfast. So I'm getting protein. It tastes really good to me. It has 200 calories, you know, so those are kind of the protein bars that I've been really enjoying this week. I have some others that I really like. Fit Crunch, the cookie dough, I love that one, but it has like 380 calories in it, which is insane for a protein bar. I mean, so obviously it's not made for somebody that's trying to eat somewhat low calorie, although I don't really eat that low calorie anymore. I've been like in the range of 1800 calories. Yes, I realize that that number keeps going up, but yeah. Obviously, I'm still maintaining my weight. So that's, you know, I just adjust accordingly. If my weight starts going up, I try and adjust, you know. But yeah, anyway. I'm just getting off track, but yeah, so that's what I had for breakfast. So I don't think that I still weigh what I weighed before that. I ate the Zone Perfect bar, and then I had a protein shake, the Advantage French vanilla, 100 calorie ones. I drink those every day. They're the only ones I don't really get sick of, although they do have two new flavors I really want to try, but for some reason they're like way more expensive, and I've only seen them available online, but they have an orange cream flavor and chocolate marshmallow flavor, and I really want to try them, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to just spend that much. They're like $8.88 like on the Walmart website for 4 of them, and normally I get a pack of 4 for like $5. So it's almost twice the price for the same, just because they're new flavors and because they're like a little more exclusive. I don't agree with that, but I will probably still try them at some point because I really like the Advantage ones. I'm not a big fan generally of chocolate protein shakes, but I still want to try the chocolate marshmallow, because like the frozen hot cocoa ice cream by Enlightened, that's my new favorite flavor, and I never was a chocolate ice cream person in the past. So I feel like sometimes like chocolate things can, or many things can surprise you, and you end up liking them when you didn't think you would. So anyway, that's what I've had so far. I will eat again in a little bit. We had pizza last night, stuffed crust, Pizza Hut, pepperoni. It was amazing. That has been my favorite since I was a kid. Although this pizza was like really flat, which ended up working out better for me. I was able to eat almost 2 slices of it, and it was so good. But like I said, I really thought that I was gonna be like 157 today, after the way that I've been eating. Again, I've eaten some things that, you know, that I probably, well, I'm not even gonna say I probably shouldn't. I've eaten things that aren't on plan, which I always do, but just a little more in excess. And I've also just eaten more in general this week because I've been exhausted and on my period and stressed out and stress eating, and so yeah, that's where I've been at. Yeah, anyway, you probably won't see a video from me next weekend because on Friday I am going to Phoenix to see my son and my mother-in-law for like 6 days. Like my whole trip is like 6 days. I'm excited, but I'm really nervous because I've never flown before, so it's going to be an adventure. You know, it's hard to think about being away from my husband for that long. It is the longest that I'll have been away from him. I did go on a trip in July down to Arizona also to see my son, and he wasn't able to go then either. He's not able to take the time off work, but yeah, that was driving, and it wasn't as long as this trip will be. But my son is on spring break, and so and we're just kind of celebrating his birthday early. So yeah, I'm excited and I'm really nervous, but it's one of those things, like the closer it gets, it's just like, okay, we're doing this, and you know, so I'm not, even though I'm nervous, I'm not like worrying about it as much as I was before, because we're doing this, it's happening. So, but yeah, I probably won't film a video while I'm down in Arizona, but I'll probably take some pictures, you know, and share those. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can leave your name below and I'll find you, and just because my account is private, so I don't really want to, because it's under my name, and I don't really want to share that with everybody necessarily, and you know, until I can just look at your Instagram and make sure you're not a creep. That's just where I'm coming from. Again, sorry if that offends you. I just, you know, I have pictures of my family and stuff like that on there, and I'm not just willing to share that with everybody. So obviously this has already been a very long rambly video. There was one other thing that I was thinking about. It's a conversation I've had with my husband a lot. It's something that I've seen in a lot of videos and Instagram, and I'm sure that you've heard that like the divorce rate after weight loss surgery is really high. And so it's something that, you know, a lot of people have talked about, and like I said, I've had lots of conversations with my husband about it, and like how you know, just my thoughts on it. And so I guess I will share that with you. I feel like a lot of people, and I've seen this with women because I don't really follow men that have had weight loss surgery. You know, I mean, there may be some things similar about our journey, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of differences as well. And yeah, so also, I mean, I'll just put it out there, like I have OCD, and part of my OCD has to do with like men, and so yeah, I'm just weird about my interactions with men because of my OCD, and yeah, I'm not really gonna go into it, but that's being very honest with you. Anyway, but I see this with a lot of women. They have weight loss surgery, they lose their weight, they're really feeling themselves, and then you find out that they're getting divorced. And I mean, I can't pretend to know like why a lot of marriages don't work out, or I mean, it's mostly marriages. You know, as far as relationships go, I don't know like what the percentage of people in just relationships is versus marriages, but I specifically hear, oh, my stomach, I don't know if you heard that, but noisy stomach club, I guess. But you hear a lot about people getting divorced after weight loss surgery, and again, like I said, I can't pretend to know why all of those marriages ended, and has it made me nervous? Yes, because I mean, you don't know why all these marriages are ending. So it's like, what's going on? Why is that happening? So, I mean, my thoughts on it are that a lot of women will lose weight and then think that they're too good for their partner. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos about like dating after weight loss, and just a lot of those videos are really unsettling. I mean, I understand there's an element of like you're in a different situation once you start dating somebody, like after weight loss surgery, because you eat different and you have a different life than you used to, and you may eat differently than other people, and you're gonna have loose skin that not every other woman is gonna have, maybe in the amount of loose skin that you have. But what it comes down to is that that shit isn't going to matter with somebody that really cares about you for you. So I would say that a lot of people fail to realize that their partner was with them when they were heavier, and that doesn't mean that you're now too good for your partner because you were heavy and they were with you when they were heavy. That means that, I mean, I understand that it doesn't mean this in every single case, because there are people out there who expect that you will change for them. But I would say there are a lot of good partners out there, you know, great partners, amazing partners out there that were with you when you were your heaviest. And a lot of the time when you're your heaviest, there's a whole gamut of other issues. Like for me, I was really lazy and selfish, and I didn't have energy, and I was fucking depressed, and I didn't have any self-esteem, and that's not an easy person to be with. When you have all of those things going on, whether you're overweight or not, that's not easy for anybody to be with. So somebody that was there when you were at your worst, you know, mentally, physically, whatever, you know, that's still like they were there for you then and they're there for you now. Like, that's a big fucking deal. So when I see people that are just like, oh, it's not that big a deal that I'm not with this person anymore, it's for the best, you know, it's just like, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of your relationship, but I think that a lot of people, they all of a sudden think that they're better than their partner, and they, you know, they think that, oh, their pool of people that they could be with has expanded, and it probably has, because a lot of people are fucking shallow. But so your pool of people that you could be with has probably expanded, but I don't personally want to be with somebody that doesn't love me for who I am, and doesn't love me no matter whether I'm 300 pounds or 150, however many pounds. That's just fucking stupid. Like, why would you want to be with somebody that didn't want you at that time? Like, that wouldn't have been with you when you're heavier? And why do you think that you're better just because you're smaller? And just because, like, you have your life more on track? To me, like, you may physically have your life more on track, but if that's the mentality you're in, then you have some other fucking problems that you are needing to work through. So, I mean, the videos that I really love watching are the ones that, like, their partner has been supportive and there for them the whole time, and, you know, losing weight has just enhanced their relationship and made it better. And I feel like that is the case with my husband and I. Like, I'm a happier person now, and, like, I've got my shit more together, and, like, we're happier together. But not because I necessarily, not for him, it's not because I lost the weight, you know, because he loved me at 300 pounds. He thought it was beautiful at 300 pounds. He still loves me and still thinks I'm beautiful at this weight. Because when it comes down to it, like, even though, yes, you should be attracted to your partner, it isn't, and I mean physically, but it isn't fucking everything. Like, and if that's all your relationship is based on, I don't think you're gonna be happy. I think that you should be with somebody that loves you for who you are, like, not what you look like, and not somebody that wouldn't have been with you when you were heavier. You know, I mean, there are relationships where people settle because they, you know, they think that they can't do better, or they, you know, they're afraid to be alone, and they don't think that anybody else will want them. Yeah, I understand that there are relationships like that, but still, like, you still really have to, like, look at it and see, like, does this person love me for who I am, and do I love them for who they are? Because really, that's what love is about. Love isn't fucking conditional. It isn't based on, oh, I love you if you weigh this much, or you do this thing, or you don't do this thing. I mean, I'm not saying that you should put up with all manners of things. I feel like you should definitely be willing to change, like, primarily for yourself, but also, you know, like, you have to change for you, but you should also want to be the best partner to your partner that you can be. You should want that because you love that person and you want them to be happy, and you need to love yourself and want yourself to be happy, and that makes for the best relationship. And yes, like, you're gonna have times where they're hard, but if you really love somebody for who they are, then you'll get through those times. So I know this was kind of like a rambly mess. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like, you need to really think about the people in your life that have been there for you the whole time, and really fucking appreciate them. Not the people that come into your life that they like you better now, because you know, I'm sure you know, people will treat you differently after you lose weight. Strangers and people you know will treat you differently, treat you better now that you're smaller, or some people may treat you worse, but the people that really love you and care about you and want you and appreciate you for who you are going to be there no matter what size you are. And you should do the same thing for them. If you really care about them, that's what you should do. Not just, oh, like, I'm better than you because I'm smaller, you know, and I have my shit together, so, you know, so I can go and be with somebody else. Like, that's just fucking stupid. So those are my thoughts on that. And again, I'm sorry that the video has gotten really long. I hope you guys, you know what? It is what it is. Either you will like me being more myself, or you won't, and whatever it is okay. It's okay however you feel about it. It's okay if you don't want to watch my videos, because I want to be me. So it seems like there was one other thing that I was going to talk about, and I can't remember right now. So anyway, I'm gonna end the video because it's really long, and I will just talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful weeks, and I will probably film a video in 2 weeks. So I may film a food video this weekend also, but anyway, I'll talk to you later.